right, my name is David Mejias, freelance photographer here in Boulder. When I started making photographs a few years ago, I always thought the process was way too mysterious and not really accessible. Had ideas, wasn't sure how to go from idea to execution. Today I'm a big fan of making things more transparent. Why? Because we need more art in the world. Art is important stuff. Today more than ever. One quick definition, conceptual photography is basically where you start with an idea and then work backwards from there to execute, versus straight or documentary photography, where you just shoot stuff that you find out there in the real world. 5 basic steps for approaching conceptual photography. Find a cool idea, plan, shoot, edit, and then show the world hopefully your masterpiece. So I'll walk through a shoot I did last year, November of last year, as President Obama was about to receive his Nobel Peace Prize, and as I got a sense that maybe it was the end of his honeymoon, I imagined the birth of a Christ child in the 60s with shag carpet and wood paneling, an afro and a dove, and said, I can make this happen, it's pretty easy. Sketched out the picture, took some notes. Okay, let's figure this out, how I'm going to pull this off. No idea what I was getting myself into. After doing some of the sketching and the planning, called the modeling agency and said, get me a 5-month-old mixed race pro model here in Colorado. And they're like, there are no mixed race babies in Colorado. But we found one. Called up my friends and said, hey, I have this shoot. I promise it'll be really easy, a 4-hour day versus an 8-hour day. These are all professionals. But that's why I'm a photographer. I can't really sketch, or I can't really draw or do anything else. Anyway, next step was to find a location, get some props, really cool vintage 60s paneling in a Masonic temple in Denver. That's where we're going to shoot it. Karen over at African Gray Pet Shop in Denver said, hey, I'll give you a dove, water, and a cage. Just bring the bird back tomorrow morning. Awesome. Came up with the schedule. Crew shows up first, then the baby afterwards. Still crazy to me that success in art depends on how good you are at sticking to a schedule, but that's how it works sometimes. Feed your crew if you can afford Boulder products. Always a good idea. Model releases are important, so you don't get your ass sued if you're using a picture of somebody in an Ignite presentation. Quick lighting setup. We had a small light above the baby, another one in front, and a camera, and this is what you sketch this out so that you pretend, it seems like you know what you're doing when you're on set, because oftentimes I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so we show up to the set. I realized a few things very quickly. The baby hates the wig. He wanted to eat the bird. He couldn't take direction, and I freaked out. So, get back with all the images in my editing program, sat with them for a week, almost cried a few times. What the fuck am I gonna do with these images? Oh, sorry. Found a shot with the baby sitting on the baby wrangler's lap, and I said, I'll just Photoshop out the baby wrangler. The gesture was pretty perfect, I thought, so I said, but no legs. So I had to find another shot with a set of legs. I then called my friend George in Philly, who's a professional Photoshop guy, and said, I just need 1 or 2 little fixes in this picture. Can you do it? So I made some notes for him. You know, just falconeer the bird, add some shadows, pretend it's all seamless, pretty in the camera at work. Fine. So, we added a halo just so you could get the point. Cropped the final image for the final presentation, and basically, that's the final shot right there. So, in conclusion, hopefully there's a little less mystery now. Hopefully you'll go out there and start pulling crazy dreams out of your head and making some conceptual photographs or painting or movie, because the world really needs more art today more than ever.